Hello, everybody. When we think of Thailand, we usually have in mind images of beautiful beaches and also tasty street food. But there's also another side too, for those who get involved in politics and speak up for democracy. Today we have here Karachai, an international human rights lawyer who held this brave activists who are persecuted by the authorities. Karachai is one of 14 human rights defenders who are here in the European Parliament this week for a training to get even better at defending human rights. This is the Sakharov Fellowship, a program linked to the Sakharov Prize for Freedom of Conscience. Karachai, welcome. Let me start by asking you, Thailand voted in 2023 in elections which were considered free and fair. What happened then?
That's a great question. In 2023, the Thai people sent a very clear message. They voted for change. The Progressive Move Forward Party defied all expectations actually, winning the most number of seats in parliament and forming a coalition with 312 seats out of 500, representing roughly 70% of all votes cast. But in 2023 in Thailand, winning the election alone doesn't mean you get to govern, because you also need the approval of the unelected military-appointed Senate in order for you to become the next government. And so despite the democratic mandate that the Move Forward-led coalition received from the people, they were effectively blocked from becoming the next government by this unelected body of 250 senators handpicked by the military after the 2014 coup. And to add salt to injury, last year, the Thai Constitutional Court dissolved the winner of the 2023 election simply for proposing to amend the draconian lèse majesté law. And on top of that, many MPs right now face the risk of being banned from politics for life simply for sponsoring a bill to amend this draconian lèse majesté law. And sadly, this isn't new for Thai people. Since absolute monarchy ended in 1932, we have seen at least 13 successful coups. People time and again vote, and again, the military overrules the people's political will.
What is this lèse majesté law? It seems, is it unique to Thailand?
A lèse majesté law is a law that criminalizes defamatory or insulting remarks against the monarchy. In Thailand, this law is found in Section 112 of the Thai Criminal Code, which penalizes defamatory or insulting remarks with 3 to 15 years in prison, the same penalty as those who commit manslaughter. Let me say that again. In Thailand, a person who insults the monarchy, the Thai king, gets the same punishment as another person who unintentionally kills a human being. And the Thai government isn't afraid to use this law. Since 2020, when the youth-led pro-democracy movement took over the country, we have seen at least 300 cases of lèse majesté, including cases against children under the age of 18, children as young as 14 years old. And although other countries with monarchies may also have their own versions of the lèse majesté law, none are as draconian as Thailand's. In Thailand, a child was convicted under this law for wearing a crop top to attend a public rally because the court perceived him to be mocking the Thai king. In Thailand, an activist was sentenced to imprisonment for wearing a Thai traditional costume. Why? Because the court said she was mocking the Thai queen. In Thailand, last year, an activist was sentenced to 50 years, 50, in prison for sharing clips on Facebook about the Thai monarchy. So yes, other countries may also have their own versions of lèse majesté law, but no, I don't think any of them are as draconian as Thailand's.
I see you're wearing a special pin today. Tell us, who is that guy?
Yes, so this is Arnon Nampa, a human rights lawyer, a protest leader, and a symbol of Thailand's struggle for democracy. Right now, he's been sentenced to more than 26 years in prison And unfortunately, by the end of this year, his prison sentence may reach 30 years. His so-called crime for speaking truth about the monarchy, for advocating peacefully for monarchy reforms and democratic reforms. For instance, he questioned why billions of euros in taxpayer money were allocated to the king, to the monarchy at the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic. He asked why a law was passed to transfer military units into the king's personal command. He asked why the constitution, already approved by the Thai people in a referendum, was later amended at the king's request without the people's approval. He simply spoke truth about the monarchy, about the state of democracy in Thailand, and now he's in prison. And he's not just a prisoner of conscience. He's more than that. He's a mirror reflecting what's wrong, what's broken with the Thai system, and a constant reminder of the values we are fighting for in Thailand: truth, justice, and the right to speak freely without fear.
I understand that he continues to defend people who are accused under the lèse majesté law, even if he is in prison himself. Tell me, how does this work?
It's a crazy story, to be honest, because despite his imprisonment, he continues to act as a human rights lawyer, defending other people who, like him, have been charged and are being prosecuted with lèse majesté. He would be brought from prison to court, ankles shackled, in a brown prison uniform. And in the courtroom, he would walk around barefoot, cross-examining witnesses. So that's how he continues to defend his clients in the courtroom. And although he's practicing law now, there's been attempts to ban him from practicing law, to take away his license. People are trying to disbar him. Right now, some judges have even tried to ban him from practicing law. Why? Because they deem his prison uniform to be disrespectful to the legal profession.
That's really a very strange situation. In 2018, we had a Sakharov Fellow who is also was, in fact, yesterday under trial under the lèse majesté law, and now she risks a long prison sentence. What happened to her?
You're talking about Pimuk Pimsili, one of us, one of the Sakharov Fellows. You're right, she's on trial right now for lèse majesté in connection with a speech about the monarchy she gave almost 5 years ago. And she's on trial today as we speak. And if convicted, she risks being sent to prison to up to 15 years. What did she do? She simply gave a peaceful speech, peacefully advocating for democratic and monarchy reforms. And one of the things she said, for which she is now being prosecuted, is quoting the UN Special Rapporteur statement on Thailand's lèse majesté, that lèse majesté laws have no place in a democratic country. Cases against Arnon Nampa, against Pimsili, reveal something deeper than repression. It exposes a government afraid of the truth. And I think that speaks volume.
I should ask you, what do you think the EU can do in this situation?
That's a great question. I think the EU can and should do more to address the human rights situation in Thailand. I think Article 21 of the Treaty on European Union makes it clear EU's external policy ought to be guided by universal values, like the rule of law, like human rights, like democracy. As I speak to you now today, the European Commission actually is in Thailand, in Bangkok, negotiating a free trade agreement with my government, the Thai government. And I sincerely hope that the universal values of democracy, human rights, justice, the rule of law will be guiding those negotiations, that those values will not take a backseat in the face of trade and commercial interests. In fact, earlier in March, the European Parliament passed an urgency resolution addressing the crisis that we're seeing right now in Thailand. They urged the Thai government and they urged the European Commission to leverage ongoing FTA negotiations to press the Thai government to address these issues, to release more than 50 political prisoners, to pass amnesty law, to grant amnesty to victims of political prosecution, to repeal or amend the draconian lèse majesté law. Because here's the thing, when activists are put on trial for speaking facts, when people like Arnon Nampa, a human rights lawyer, is shackled for defending speeches, when quoting the UN Special Rapporteur becomes a criminal offense, it's not only human rights alone that are on trial. Truth itself is also on trial.
I think that not only in Thailand, but in many countries now, the authorities go to persecute not just those who criticize and human rights defenders, but also their lawyers and the people who defend them in court, something that you do. So how do you keep going?
That's a great question. I think I continue to do what I do because I believe in a better future for my country, for Thailand. A future where people can speak freely without fear and where people are willing to open their hearts and listen to one another. And honestly, we hear this all the time. The arc of the moral universe bends towards justice. But I don't think it does that on itself. It needs people like Arnon Nampa to do that. People like Pim Sili, our Sakharov Fellow, like the youth activists in Thailand, to help bend the arc of the moral universe towards justice. And in doing so, I think they become architects of something very new, of a freer and fairer Thailand that is finally willing to listen to its people. Arnon once told me this, and it's always stuck with me. He said that people speak of courage hundreds, if not thousands of times, but only in the face of fear, in the face of darkness, that you begin to understand the difference between the word that is uttered from the mouth and one that is spoken from the heart. There are different kinds of courage. I hope that one day in doing this work, I can be half as courageous as Arnon Nampa.
Thank you. Thank you. We were with Akarachai, a human rights lawyer and Sakharov Fellow in this year's edition of the program. Thank you all. Goodbye.